For those of you who wonder whether you should be working with core or speed powders, this is going to help you tremendously. I want to be able to break down workability between core and speed so that you have the greatest amount of success with both powders. In the core line, I'm going to be working with Core Clear, and in the speed line, I'm going to be working with Speed Bubblegum. All right, so again, two extremes, both absolutely amazing. All right, so this is the thing, right? When it comes to picking both products up, right, what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to use the right amount of liquid, right? So for me, right, when I'm actually explaining to whoever's working with either a core or speed product, it's all about getting enough liquid so that you're able to get the right size bead for either the free edge or the body. So if you submerge your brush and lightly tap on one side, I want to be able to show you. If I pull down in the core powder and bounce, you're going to notice that I'm successfully able to pick up a nice, even, fluffy bead on one side of my brush. All right, so you're gonna notice if I'm doing that with speed, same thing. If I submerge my brush, lightly tap one side, meaning I have a healthy amount of monomer, I pull down at a 45-degree angle, I bounce inside the powder, you're going to notice I'm going to get a same size, fluffy, even bead. So what we want is to get a workability that does not get away from us. The difference between core and speed, again, is setting time. Core is going to set slightly slower. It's going to give you a little bit more workability, where the speed, again, is going to set slightly faster, right? And again, dry a little bit faster. So what we want to be able to do is have a workability where we're able to control it from the beginning of the application to the end. Okay, when it comes to core, what I like to do when I submerge my brush and I tap again in the center, I need to load the brush with enough monomer so that when I pull down and bounce, right, I get a nice even bead. What I like to do is wait 2, 3, 4, and then around the 4 or 5 count, this is going to give me a workability. As you notice, look at this. The bead is what I call slow rolling. It is self-leveling at a nice, slow pace, giving me the ability to lightly touch the surface, right? And again, if I needed to kind of feather this into place without sticking to my brush, you're going to notice that I'm able to do that. Also, if I wanted to control the body by using, right, more of the center of the brush, I'll be able to work it from side to side and be able to sculpt this into place without sticking to my brush or rolling off the cuticle area and down into the sidewalls. A mistake that a lot of people make when they're working with either a core or speed is they do this. They submerge their brush, they pick it up, and then they set it down right to the nail. And then what they do is they start pulling at it, right? And then look at this. The product is actually starting to run. Look how fast this is going. It's actually running so fast that if I was actually to lift my finger, it would probably either roll off the edge. If I held the finger down like this, watch what ends up happening. It's actually dripping off the very, very tip of the nail. We don't want that to happen because it's gonna get jammed up inside your brush or it's going to run all over the skin. You want to be able to control it. So, again, it depends on how much liquid you have on your brush. If I was to take my brush and tap it a couple times, I'm not going to be able to pick up the same size bead because I have less liquid on my brush, but I'm still going to use the same technique. I'm going to pull down at a 45-degree angle and bounce inside the powder. I'm going to count 2, 3, 4, and then around 4 to 5, I'm going to release. Take a look at this. This is beautiful, right? Because what I'm able to do is lightly touch around this area so that it self-levels into perfection. It's also going to be a great consistency that I could either use the body of my brush to walk from the side or pull through the surface without sticking to my brush. It is the consistency that we need with either a core or a speed powder. Now, if I'm working with a speed powder, remember, I have a faster setting time, but again, I still need enough liquid in my brush to pick up a nice, even, fluffy bead. I'm gonna load my brush. I'm going to tap on one side. Notice I pull down at a 45-degree angle. I bounce inside the powder. The only difference is 2, 3, I'm going to set it down to the surface at a less count because the product sets a little bit faster. Notice I'm getting that nice, even, slow roll. Look, I can touch the surface and I don't have to worry about this getting away from me. What I could do at this point is I can lightly feather the surface without it sticking to my brush, or again, use the body of my brush to walk it evenly from side to side to evenly disperse the product, again, without it rolling off the edges or off the front of the tip. Let me repeat that one more time. Again, what you want to be able to do with the speed, you want to submerge your brush, get enough liquid, lightly tap, load that brush, pull down at a 45-degree angle, bounce inside the powder. I'm not going to count to 4 or 5. I'm going to count to around 3. I'm going to release, right? Look at the consistency. It is not running away from me, right? You'll notice the same thing with core. If I was to pull this down, but I was to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then release it, I am going to get that slow, self-leveling characteristic that's going to be easy to control with my brush. One feature that both powders share when you're actually building the free edge is you'll be able to pick them up successfully with enough liquid by bouncing in the powder. What you want to be able to do is drain the bead on the towel. That way, when I set it to the form, I'm going to have clay-like consistency. At this point, what I will be able to do is sculpt the tip without it sticking to my brush, and I'll be able to put it in position without the product getting away from me. So remember, this is the same common feature and benefit that speed shares. If I take my liquid and I load my brush and I pull down in the speed powder, if I drain my bead on the back side of my brush, again, notice, right? I'm draining this out. When I set this to the form, the bead is not going to run away from me. You're gonna have a 10 to 15 second window to be able to put it in position. The only difference is the speed powder is gonna set slightly faster. Depending on the season, both powders can benefit you. During the colder months, speed works beautifully. During the hot summer months, core works beautifully. Temperature affects everything. The colder it is, the longer it takes to set. The hotter it is, the faster it takes to set. If you use the right amount of liquid, it doesn't matter what time of year, you're going to be able to pick it up successfully. Knowing when to set it down on the surface of the nail, getting that slow, self-leveling roll is going to determine whether you have success with application or not.
Subscribe channel now. Subscribe channel now. Subscribe and